Hey guys, Saint Explainer here. On this channel, we explain Latter-day Saint things in conveniently pixelated bite-sized chunks. And today, I want to just talk a little bit about the word of wisdom. There's a lot more to the word of wisdom than just not doing caffeine and alcohol and tobacco, and I'll get to that in a future video. But I want to talk about those don'ts today, because I found out that people resent the word of wisdom. Or else it confuses them because apparently Jesus was just fine with wine until 1833, so what gives? Well, to answer that question, let's look at something President Nelson said recently, where he says that any addiction replaces God in your life and prevents you from following God's plan. And with that in mind, verse 4 of the Word of Wisdom shows us that this isn't a general commandment for all times and all places, but rather specifically to protect God's Latter-day Saints from conspiracies to exploit addiction. Look at President Nelson's list again. Many of these addictions wouldn't have even been possible back when Jesus was teaching on the earth, but boy are they possible now. Something like 1 in every 4 Americans is addicted to drugs or alcohol, and they spent a combined $500 billion on it last year. And something like 9 out of every 10 is addicted to caffeine, for another $450 billion. Last year, Americans spent 2 hours a day on average on social media and 3 hours a day watching television. They spent $180 billion on gambling, $180 billion on porn, and $1.3 trillion on junk food. And with all that, is it really a surprise that they also spent $70 billion on weight loss drugs and $20 billion on antidepressants? That's a lot of addiction. I mean, holy cow. That's a lot of people hooked on a lot of garbage. And when I say hooked, I mean they are forking over loads and loads of money to people and companies who don't have their best interest at heart, who would go bankrupt tomorrow if they couldn't get people stuck on their products. And this is a feature, not a bug. The product that gets you hooked will sell better than the product that won't. Addiction wins capitalism. And there was nothing like this when Moses was around, and there was nothing like this when Jesus was around. But God protects his Latter-day Saints with the word of wisdom, and I think it's brilliant. So there's no need to think of the word of wisdom like a restriction. Instead, think of it like dodging bullets, and that'll get you closer to the truth. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. If you want to read more, there's this Substack by Dr. Bennett, by far the most useful word of wisdom thing I've ever read. I'll link it in the description. You must read it, it's great. But until then, stay healthy, stay wise, and I'll see you next time.